Hey guys, welcome back to Chattin with D. Julia, thank you so much for coming on to my show. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being on here. Julia, you are the CEO of Jcl Staging and Design. Tell me, how did you get started in your career?
I had the great fortune to have worked on home shows. I was part of the core team that launched FYI, which was the lifestyle for A&E Networks. I started working there. I had an opportunity to purchase some furniture because A&E had canceled a show and they brought all the merchandise and furniture to the headquarters. They sold it to the employees at very, very affordable, like crazy prices. And I started just selecting all kinds of things, a couch, multiple rugs. I redid my living room and my dining room. All that to say that I was always fascinated by home shows. And now I was living the life, I was living my dream, working on a channel as a producer. I told someone that I wanted to have a staging company, and I kid you not, 2 weeks later, I had my first referral. And I always say, be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it.
It sounds like you're at the right place at the right time.
And prepared, right? Because I think that's very important. We think about being at the right place at the right time, but also it's as important to be ready.
Yes.
So yes, absolutely. And I ran with it.
Yeah. What I want to ask you is, how do you get into staging? What are the steps required? What does it take to become a stager?
I mean, I think that the most important part is really having a vision, and it's really being creative, playing around with the space, rethinking. I always say you have to reimagine a space to be able to just think of it in a different kind of way. If you have a listing that already has furniture in it, I would say assess, can you utilize some of those pieces? And I think at the end of the day, it's maybe putting the furniture in a different kind of way. How do you maximize the space? Because I think what's key in any listing is people want to see the space in a way that they can envision themselves living in it. So it's not just about slapping and putting furniture together, it's really making it a home. How would I love to live in a space like this? How would I place the furniture so that it looks and maximizes the space and it doesn't make it look smaller, but instead makes it look bigger? How do I create more lighting? How do I bring in those special elements that are going to make the space feel at home, warm? And so that's what I try to do. And I think that the idea is just having creativity.
How do you use social media to your advantage?
I think that social media has changed our world, right? We're able to see and be in different places and see people's worlds. I think it's about marketing, creating posts and capturing content that reflects your brand, who you are, how you want to be perceived, because at the end of the day, we know that social media is another outlet, another platform, right? And it's how do you want to be perceived and how you want to be able for people to see what you do, who you are, and ultimately what you want to accomplish.
Yes, definitely. And so a client calls you up and they say, Julia, I want you to come and stage my home. What are the steps that you take to be able to create that vision, that comfortable sanctuary in their home?
So when I first started, I was learning how to do it. So I would visit every client and every location and every listing, but I realized that that was not effective I wasn't being effective with my time. And so now, after doing several listings, you understand what it will take to stage a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom. But essentially what's important for me is to see photos. A floor plan is important because the floor plan is going to give me measurements, and video if possible. And then I think about the neighborhood, I think about the building, and then try to create a design that will go with that particular building, with that particular setup, with that particular neighborhood. I will also speak to the broker, agent, to find out who is their target buyer. If it's a family, I might have and add a kids room. If it's in an area where there's more professionals, I will add a workspace. If, so I try to think about and put myself in the buyer's shoe and what I would like to see as a buyer in that space.
Yeah.
And again, try to maximize the space, try to maximize the lighting.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing job to have, and just be able to like have a vision and then see it come to life.
It's I think the hardest part is having the vision. When we first create a space, a design for the space, one of the things that has helped me now is like focus on one piece.
Okay.
And develop the design around that piece. In this case, in this space that we're in, we took this couch and this was our inspiration. We didn't want to make it too manly, so we wanted to bring in this beautiful art piece that had gold, white, yes. Yeah. Black and dark colors are in right now. They just they're sophisticated, they make a bold statement, but we wanted to soften the space. So we brought in a lot of wood, we brought in yellow to give it a little bit more of a feminine touch. Because if it is a couple, let's say for example, buying this place, most likely it's the woman who's going to have the final say. But yeah, we want to soften the space because we wanted to make it both feminine and masculine. And I think this was a great balance. We brought in textures with the rug and the throw. We wanted to bring a lot of white and a lot of gold to just make it sophisticated, make it softer.
Well, when I first walked into this place, I fell in love with it. My favorite colors are white and gold, so I think you did an amazing job on this.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Any advice you can give for someone who's trying to become a stager?
What I would say is don't be afraid to to be creative. I would say study other stagers, educate yourself in what that creative space is doing. I would say follow up. I mean, the most important thing is to be there, show up, and do the work. So I say just, be committed.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
That's some good advice.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that on my mind and lock it for later.
Awesome.